Doha in the women's 5,000 metres, Konstanze Klosterhalfen. Now, as Coco makes her way here, New Year's resolutions for you, for the sports. What are your wishes for 2020?
My wishes for 2020 are to have a happy and healthy training cycle and to make it to Tokyo and to be on the podium there. That's a wish, I guess, not a resolution. And then for the sport, I just hope that people continue to speak up and speak out about the things they care about, and that there's growing and continued transparency in the sport too. I think that's super important.
Coco, New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I think also I want to improve myself on the track, and yeah, so the resolution for the new year, I taught myself to be more on time.
More on time. For the lady who was 5 minutes late said a lot. Well said. Very good.
I already visited several times in the new year, so I'm looking for it.
It's a new decade, a new nought at the end of the decade. What were you doing in 2010? How old were you? What were you doing in athletics and life?
In 2010 I was 5 years. And
Same as me.
Yes, I just started to come into running and to maybe train a few weeks more in the week, but yeah, so I was very happy to improve on a very local level, so it's nice to see where I could go in the 10 years.
What about you? I think we asked you this before, didn't we? Did we ask you this last year?
Yeah.
We'll ask you.
10 years. No, 10 years ago I was 20 or 19, and was a sophomore at the University of Colorado. Really just learning how to do this whole thing, and learned a lot. I think we talked about it last year. Jenny was often my roommate at track meets in my freshman year, so I learned a lot through her that first year, and then my sophomore year she had left, so it was left to me and my other teammates to figure it out and grow up in the sport. But it was fun. I wasn't terribly slow, but I wasn't fast.
And speaking of our absent friend, she is the American record holder at the distance you're doing tomorrow, the 2 miles. Are you in that kind of shape?
I think tomorrow I'm just hoping to win. I think it's a really evenly matched field. I don't think there's any one favorite. I think a lot of us can vie for that win. So I think it's going to be a really fun battle. And if we're rolling and running fast, I think that record is in reach, but that's not what my eyes are set on tomorrow.
And Coco, for you, it's the 1,500 metres. You set a German record just about a year ago. Are you in anything like that sort of shape this year?
I'm not sure yet where I am in my training, and yeah, the winter training is going well, but yeah, I'm happy to be back here and excited about what the 1,500 will bring tomorrow.
For Emma, this is one and done for you indoors. You're healthy and pacemaker, a couple of training partners, but that's it for your indoor season. What about you, Coco? What's your winter going to look like?
I will do a short indoor season, but there are 2 more races after Boston tomorrow. I will do the night in New York, and then I will come back for Boston.
And Emmy, it was a very, very, very late end to the summer track season, but both of you peaked pretty well. Did you take a late break? Have you been late into winter? How's it been?
Going into Doha and structuring the calendar that way was easy because it just meant we took March pretty chill last year to just basically take that month of light work and then ramp it up. And so it's definitely harder. You know, everyone talked about the season being late, how do you get ready for Doha? But the harder thing is coming off of that and making sure you are building up to Tokyo properly, because it is a shorter build up. So indoor track is always fun, but outdoor is where is what's most important to me. And so doing just one indoor race, you know, it's always great to be here at the Reggie and New Balance, so I love that. But I just wanted to get home and get back to grinding for Tokyo.
And Coco, for you, world indoors perhaps?
No, it will be end of March, and yeah, it will be very late to head back and to take a bit of rest after indoor. So no, but indoors.
Let me give you the questions that Larry has sent in. So Larry says, what makes you good at the steeplechase, Emma? Have you had that one before?
I don't know. I don't know if I have had that question before. But I think what makes me good at the steeplechase is my experience. I've just been doing it for a long time, so I'm really comfortable in a lot of different racing scenarios because I've seen most of it. And then also I just think physically, the very first time I tried a steeplechase, I won and qualified for high school nationals. It wasn't a very competitive field, but it just immediately clicked with my body. So I've always felt really comfortable with the hurdles and the water jump.
And for Coco, he says, the last 200 metres in your 5,000 in Doha were frenetic. What do you recall from the race? So fast and furious, last 200 metres in Doha. Do you remember it, or was it a blur?
I remember the last 100 meters.
200, the last 200.
Yeah, I was very thankful that the fourth person was a bit behind. Yeah, but it was more like in a tunnel. I just wanted to run and try to put everything what was in me. And it's a bit from both. Like I was very focused, but I also was thankful that I came third and was in the finish line.
And he also says, what was the first experience, this is Coco, what was the first experience you had in athletics? When did you start?
I started very young with athletics in general, like throwing and jumping and everything. And yeah, maybe my first experience was that I was very bad in throwing.
Throwing?
Yeah.
Have you improved as well?
No. And good in running. Yeah, and I used to run with my older brother, and he always said to me, never stop running, just keep going. And I think that gave me a lot of this point.
And for you, Emma, he says, I'll put the two questions together. What workout do you love? What workout do you loathe?
I kind of think they're typically one because the workouts that you love are the ones that challenge you and push you and make you doubt yourself with 3 reps to go and then you get through it. But just in a regular, if I'm comparing easy workout to easy workout, the one that I prefer would be, I like anything on the track. I like anything from 200s to kilometer repeats, anything in that range I enjoy. But I'm less interested in long runs and long tempos specifically.
Okay. And for Coco, he says, what do you miss most about being out of your home in Germany? Favourite foods, favourite activity that you miss that are there in Germany but not in the US?
I'm very happy to be in the US, but yeah, for sure I miss my family and my friends and the area and home and around. Yeah, but I'm always happy to go back, but always be happy to be here.
And final question from me before we invite questions from the audience. What would satisfy you tomorrow? Position, time, how you feel?
I would be happy with a well-fought race. Like I said, I want to win. But if I'm fighting and we're pushing and I come short, I've been proud of myself and satisfied not winning races before many times. So if I can just fight well, run strong, that'd be great, and a win would be a cherry on top.
So I've written down 9:18.3. Coco, what would please you tomorrow?
How I said, I'm not sure where I am at the moment. It's not journey, but I want to race hard and go as fast as possible.
Questions from you?
Yeah, question for Emma. You mentioned earlier that something that was important to you is, I guess, speaking out about topics that mean a lot to you and things that are important to you. Is there something that you want to talk about or you want to speak out about with this opportunity?
That's a kind offer. No, I honestly, when I get to a race, I typically like to just be in race mode and kind of put blinders on and pretend the world is perfect and I'm just running around a 200-meter track and that's all that matters. No, but I think just today, for example, the Continental Tour schedule came out, and we were told that we would have, you know, equal opportunities and similar opportunities to earn the same amount of money in the events that got cut from the Diamond League. And seeing that today is false. I think there's 2 or 3 Diamond Leagues in the Continental Tour. I saw this when I was on the bus back here and from my run this morning, so haven't really dove into it yet. But I've been very frustrated about the steeple being cut from the Diamond League, and was invited to race at a Diamond League race where there is a steeplechase in the TV window, but turned it down just because I don't agree with what is happening, so I don't want to compete in any races where, you know, supporting the current system. So that's been frustrating. Obviously, we have a lot of controversies and dramas happening in track and field, and I appreciate that people speak up and talk, because I think as an athlete that's still competing, it's hard, but when other athletes do that too, it kind of makes your voice feel more protected and stronger, having allies in that. So that's one thing that's bothering me, but there's plenty.
Is your plan to skip every Diamond League steeplechase this year if they have one then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Maddie Lucio from Grade 11I, and I have a question. You mentioned getting into race mentality. What is your race mentality? Do you take it one lap at a time, since you are a long distance runner, or do you think of it as a whole?
I don't know about Coco, but I typically in every race have a, you know, we all have different strategies depending on the race, and usually within the race, different kilometers or different laps of the race have a different goal and a different kind of mantra. So, you know, often in the steeplechase, if it's a fast start, I'm just saying, like, just stay with them, stay on it, and I try and not think for 2,000 meters, and then I start thinking. And so for tomorrow's 2 mile, I think I just will be telling myself, you know, remember that racing is hard, and to push, and don't be afraid of that. Whenever we have our first race back, it always is somewhat surprising to remember that pain of racing, and so I think I'll be telling myself that, you know, to push through it, and that's okay, and it's supposed to hurt. But I haven't made the step-by-step plan yet.
Thank you.
I'm Reza Eshki from Concord Academy. You come here the last 2 years, going from both the 3K to the 15. I was curious what your thought process was in choosing the 2 mile this year over the shorter event.
I haven't run a 2 miles since high school, so when I saw Mark, the meet director, earlier this year, end of 2019, I just asked if we could do it, and he said yeah. So really, because I haven't done one as a professional, I haven't done one since 2008, and I think I DNF'd my last high school 2 miles. So I feel it's time for some redemption and a PR in that event.
I'm Sarah from Franklin High School. So you said that the day before the race you kind of just put blinders on and focus on the race ahead. So how do you get into the race mindset the night before or the day leading up to it?
I do a lot of visualization the day of. The night before, I just typically watch a lot of Netflix and relax, and just, you know, I typically have training partners or my husband, and we can just be normal, but very relaxed, just trying to keep a chill energy, just be happy. And then the day of the race, I definitely visualize lap by lap what I want to be feeling, what I want to be seeing on the clock, what I'm going to be saying to myself, and that does really help prepare me for, you know, when the gun goes off, just letting my body take over and do what I've practiced in my head.
Thank you.
Sure.
Konstanze, last year when you were here, you only recently just moved to the US and we're just getting settled, and now you've had an entire year here. I think you've been introduced to customs such as a fake prom for some friends of yours. What's your favorite thing about being in the US?
Yeah, favorite here is definitely longer than just 1 year that I moved here, and I'm not sure that there are several things. I feel like the people here are very open-minded and friendly, and they welcome me so warmly. Yeah, so I think I like the American attitude, and everything is big, everything is always open. And, yeah.
And what is a fake prom?
I think prom is a thing we have in high school, and one person has never been to a prom, and they organized the prom for adults, and yeah, we all got dressed up and had a nice dinner.
No, you don't. I asked that one for you. Any more? Okay, we're going to present the bibs to our two endurance women. Let's wish them all the best for tomorrow, to Coco and to Emma.